I've seen here with so many families, the most incredible people in the world, what you parents are doing and overcoming and self-control, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So this family from Borough Park, they're usually here, they're not here now, and they had a really, really dangerous situation. A case where Shomer was called many times to the house because of violence and really terrible stuff. The kid broke things, glass, and it was really, really bad stuff. Put chametz in the Pesach food and in the pots and pans, and it was wild and crazy and terrible stuff happening. And they came here, and they mamish started to win back their kid, and their kid had a dog, and as we know that to these kids, and to a lot of other people, but to our kids, the dog really saves them, and they feel like it's their child in many, many ways, many times. Not everybody, most of them. And when we embrace the dog, they feel like you embrace them. And when we don't, then they feel like you're rejecting them. Story in a story, we had a father here that told his son, I love you and I accept you, and he proved it, but I just can't deal with the dog. And he said, Tati, me and the dog are one. If you don't accept the dog, you don't accept me. And he left the house. And we're talking about a kid who's doing heavy, heavy drugs, a kid who Nebuch went through tremendous, terrible, terrible childhood trauma, a kid who was very suicidal, and he left the house with the dog. Erev Shabbos. He started calling his son, no answer, no answer, no answer, no answer. The mother is shaking and trembling. She lights her Shabbos candles. And the father is shaking and trembling because they really thought he'll jump in front of a train. They really thought he'll kill himself. It was a terrible matzav. And father went to shul, was crying, so scared. He came home, as per his Rav, turned on his phone and called his son. Son picked up. Ah, you calling me on Shabbos? He knew what it was for his father. And he said, I'm so sorry. I did not realize how much that you and the dog are one, and I never would have said that. Please come home. Please come home with the dog. And he came home with the dog. In that 2.5 hours approximately from when he left to when he came back, he went to a tattoo parlor because he was in so much pain, and he got a tattoo, a big one, of an angel with a sword, and he told his mother afterwards, I got this should remind myself that I'm not going to let anybody hurt me like that. When someone is in so much pain, you have to be so careful of what you say to them. There was a kid in Eretz Yisrael, I showed this to you in the training, a kid in pain, and he was a sweetheart, and everybody loved him on the street and all that. These kids never hurt anybody if you don't try to control them and you're just nice to them. They're sweet puppies. And he had a ponytail or whatever, and he was a nice kid, but he wasn't like the family. And he went to his sister's l'chaim when she got engaged. And somebody in the family went over and said, "Die belongs nicht du. You don't belong here." 10 minutes later, he hung himself. Rachmanu litzlan, cut off generations. We lost him and the future. He didn't realize, the guy who said it, I'm sure, did not mean to push him off a cliff. He didn't realize how close this person was. We have to be so careful. So back to the first story. So these parents realized that we gotta, and this is a big dog, not a little dog, and I'm scared of dogs also. And this is a big dog. And they said to him, come and bring your dog into the house. And the mother was here, and many of you know her, and many of you heard her say this. She prayed. Don't forget the Koyach HaTfilah. She davened to Hashem, Hashem, please give me the ability to embrace this dog. Please give me the ability not to jump out of the window like I would have and scream and shriek and go, right? Please, I need to save my son. It's going to mean the world to him if I can embrace this dog. And growing up Hasidish, dogs and Hasidim don't go together. And she davened. She davened and davened and davened and davened. And then she sent me a picture of her holding the dog like this. Not only did she tolerate it, was she able to be oimed b'nesayin, to withstand her instincts. And, I would jump into probably traffic to get away from a dog. But for my kid, you got to be oimed u'meskaber. You got to be stronger, and you got to get a hold of yourself and do what you got to do. And she needed help, and she davened. She davened, Hashem helped her. She had the koyach, and she's not only said, okay, fine, over there. No, she held it, and there's a picture with her son next to her. And a loving bond was created. Okay, and the kid comes home more, and the kid comes around more, and now the kid is doing much, much, much better than when they came. Much, 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 for those of you who know. We have to do anything it takes to save our kids.